So let's just drill into the detail quickly of this ridiculous, pathetic, evil, demonic attack and case that South Africa has brought against Israel at the International Criminal Court for genocide. So as the first day of genocide hearings concluded at The Hague, the International Court of Justice in The Hague, Netherlands, convened on Thursday. So Thursday was their first session. South Africa's prosecution accused Israel of genocide, ridiculous, the most serious accusation that the court can actually hear. The first hearing lasted 3 hours, covering South Africa's claims of genocide. South Africa should actually be looked at and into how they're trying to wipe out a specific people group currently. South African lawyers claim that Israel is committing genocide by design in the Gaza war. So they sat down and decided they're going to wipe out a people group, pretty much like the Nazis in World War II. That's what South Africa is saying. The South African government said that this is a pattern of behavior, claiming the war is a culmination of decades of Israeli oppression of Palestinians. Not talking about decades of suicide attacks and murders and stabbings and everything else the Palestinians have been inflicting on the Jews in their own land, because that doesn't get discussed because it's Jews. Sorry, focus. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected the claim, saying we are fighting terrorists and we are fighting lies. Today again we saw an upside down world in which the state of Israel is accused of genocide at a time when it is fighting genocide. Think about that for a second. Netanyahu brought focus to the atrocities committed by Hamas on October 7, which led to this response. A terrorist organization carried out the worst crime against the Jewish people since the Holocaust, and now someone comes to defend it in the name of the Holocaust. What brazen goal! The world is upside down, and the IDF, the most moral army in the world, which does everything to avoid harming non-combatants, stands accused by the representative of these monsters of genocide. South Africa's hypocrisy screams to the highest heavens. Screams. It's absolutely ridiculously crazy that this thing is happening and South Africa is leading the charge. Christians protest the Hague genocide case against Israel. Over 1,000 Christians gathered in The Hague on Thursday at the first hearing for a public march and a rally to stand with Israel. Yes, the ICC is sullying its impartiality and prestige while also weakening the prospects for peace in the region by unlawfully intervening in a bilateral political dispute on the side of the Palestinians, when Israel has made historic advances in peace and normalization with several Arab nations. Then, The Hague, Day 2, Israel's turn to talk. Friday, the 12th of January 2024, yesterday, was Day 2 at The Hague, also known as the Peace Palace. Peace and security, peace and stability, sudden destruction. Israel's legal representatives claimed that South Africa's case was unfounded, absurd, and amounted to libel, and said Israel sought not to destroy a people, but to protect its people, and their arguments revolved around its right to self-defense following the attacks by Hamas on October the 7th. The Israel legal team also argued there was a lack of evidence to prove genocidal intent, and has asked the ICC to dismiss the case completely. Genocidal intent must be proven. The Nazis in Germany said we need to wipe out the Jews. They're a scourge on the planet. They need to be destroyed. Let's build massive ovens that can seat 500. All right? They had intent. It could be proven. You can't do that with this because it's a ridiculous case. Germany, however, since I'm speaking about them, stepped forward as a third-party supporter, which is allowed in a case like this. They support Israel and called South Africa out for being extremely political. Go Germany. Germany, the country that actually committed genocide 80 plus years ago, is standing with Israel, while South Africa, that used to be a decent nation, that is now a pathetic, evil nation supporting monsters around the world, in bed with Iran and Russia and China, North Korea, anything that is crazy in the head and playing with nuclear bombs and willing to loan it money. We are friends with them since we stood against Israel. Blessing I will bless, cursing I will curse. I am seeing daily, and I don't cover a lot of news stories from my country, but when I pick up my phone in the morning and I look at the local news daily, and I'm trying to post them to the community wall, I see 3 to 4 different stories of disasters hitting this country, from weather patterns to financial crashes to money leaving the country to disasters to infrastructure collapse. They are currently again sitting without power where I live. Back home, my wife's telling me they're sitting in the dark again, then they're fixing it, then they're not, then there's water, then there isn't water. There is chaos in this country. It is raining and it is ramping up. The petrol price is going up again. Everything's just tanking. Why? Because we stand openly in a court and accuse Israel and throw rocks at Israel, while the Most High God watches the schemes of man. He sits in the heavens and he laughs at them because he will deal with them and is dealing with them. But I have no fear, because I belong to the Most High, as do all believers in South Africa, and we stand with Israel and we bless Israel, and we know that the Lord has got us in everything, as he does all of you in all these countries that so viciously are attacking, ostracizing and trying to marginalize Israel, while it attempts worldwide to wipe them out and blot their name from the earth, which will never happen because God said so. Bless Israel. Bless Jerusalem. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, and he's coming soon. Pray for Israel. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Shalom.